Hey, howdy ho, everybody. This is Postmortem Nightshade, and I love you, my audience, so much. And with that being said, I am so excited to be here today talking with you about one of my most anticipated movies, Obsession. This breakout potential horror classic was written and directed by Curry Barker, a 26-year-old who initially actually did comedy here on YouTube. Curry Barker is just one of many who have followed an encouraging trend of influencers breaking into the film industry to get the chance to explore and execute on new ideas and various styles of artistic expression. And similar to the Filippo brothers, who are best known for their work on Bring Her Back and Talk to Me, Curry Barker seems to have been destined to make outstanding horror. I first became aware of his work with an hour-long film published on YouTube entitled Milk and Cereal, which is an amazing found footage film. Definitely check it out if you haven't. It's free right now on YouTube, so head on over there. And after watching Milk and Cereal, I was very interested to see what Curry Barker's next project would be. Obsession was a film I had heard about months ago because it got a lot of buzz when it was making its festival rounds, so I have been highly anticipating its theatrical release. And holy shit, you guys, the hype is so real. I always have some amount of concern going into the cinema when a movie is said to be so amazing because honestly, I've been burned so many times with people overhyping various films, but I could not be happier to say that wasn't the case with this one. This film easily makes it onto my scariest movie list. That being said, it is always important to keep in mind that what works for some people in the scares department won't always work for others. But this blend of horror for me was perfect and so unsettling and disturbing in all the best ways. A monkey's paw scenario played to the absolute extreme, this film uses suspense and unpredictability to fray the audience's nerves and drag them along for the ride, whether they like it or not. As a horror lover, these types of films are some of my favorite to experience firsthand in the cinema. I was also so glad to see that my theater was packed and everyone, and I mean everyone, seemed to be having the same nightmarish experience of watching the destruction unfold. The use of camera work is masterful in this movie. The amount of varied angles and shots keeps the audience guessing as to when the next scare is going to happen, and that makes this one of the most sweat inducing movies I've ever sat through. This film is grisly in its execution and does not hold back at all. As someone sitting in the crowd at a certain point, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, please just let this be over already. I mean, it was in a good way, but it was just so stressful. I just wanted it to end. Additionally, the score is top notch, as it not only accompanies what's happening on screen, but as any horror buff will tell you, any good horror score will shape the audience's experience as much as the story and visuals do. And man, this score is so detailed in its emotional manipulation that it's such an insane experience to be having in the cinema with all the surround sound speakers. The color grading and set design in this film were also so specific and just amazing. There was a blended use of cool and warm tones to create a very dark, melancholic, manic, intimate, and repressive energy throughout the movie. This world felt so lived in, and somehow also seamlessly felt like it was from another time period, although it's clearly set in modern days, so it blends those two very well. The practical effects, of course, were amazing. Loved it. No notes. And running at just under 2 hours, this film is perfectly paced, in my opinion, even if I was personally exhausted by the end. The story of this film is so guttural and emotional, and you can't help just be so invested in what is happening with our characters, even when they aren't the most likable people. There are also at times fever dream elements that only add to the emotional and narrative insanity the audience is witnessing on screen. And truthfully, I cannot say enough good things about the acting in this movie, you guys, especially from Indy Navarra, who plays Nikki. Her performance is so chilling, and she completely disappears into the role of a woman obsessed. Of course, I thought Michael Johnston also did an amazing job as Bear, but I think that Indy's performance as Nikki is truly and very easily award worthy. Nikki's voice is still ringing in my head, and for the first time in a very long time, this movie made me anxious when night fell. This film was such a brutal, violent, bloody, disturbing, gut wrenching, insane ride in all the best ways, and these types of films are the reason why I and I think so many other people love horror. Hats off to Curry Barker for sure, and I cannot wait to see what he does next. So, as I'm sure it is very easy to guess that this film goes as high on my list as it possibly can, to the very tippity top of Hey Heidi Ho, let's go! But let me know in the comments your thoughts on Obsession. Did you love it as much as I did? Are you totally obsessed? Thank you everyone so much for tuning in, and if you'd like to follow along on my movie review journey, please like and subscribe, and I will see y'all very soon.